What's going on, guys? Red Ronald Music here, bringing you another video. Today we're doing another build and drive. This is going to be the third one in a row, and the next video, I promise, will not be one of these. It will be me getting the S14, which is available tomorrow, October 13th, apparently. Okay, this guy's got to quiet down. Okay. Anyways, we're building this BMW M3 E36 that you get from the Midnight Battle Street Races. I think this is the first car you unlock from those. So if you don't have this car and you're wondering what the hell I'm smoking to get this, you got to do those races. And they're not that hard and they're not that far into the game if you haven't got it yet. Just make sure you do those races that are kind of, it's like a diamond shaped with two arrows in it. That's how you get this car. And I'm currently using the Horizon Edition for this thing, for this build. But I made sure that you can do all of this to the regular one, so you're alright if you can't do this. Well, you're alright to do this if you want to do this with the regular one. So, there you go. Let's get into this build then. We're going to start off with the upgrades, of course. There is a body kit preset. I wouldn't recommend it. I like doing just the body kit conversion, because we do have the body kit on it. So we go in here, you go over here to conversion. First thing we're going to change is the engine. We're going to put the 6.2 liter V8. And that's going to give us some real deal power. Drivetrain we're keeping stock. We're going to want the positive displacement supercharger for some steady overall power to the car. I don't like turbos. And this is a drift build, which normally I would do a turbo because that gives you like a flick of power to the wheels. But I want steady power in something like this because it's going to be pretty powerful. And you're going to want to put your Rocket Bunny body kit to get it exactly how I have mine. I'm sure you could get away with not doing it, but I like it with it. So there you go. And in Aero, all you can change is the wing, but I did not do that. I left it stock. You can't put this Forza wing unless you sacrifice something else in the build, because it takes it to S2 class. So I already have this thing built. Unlike the last video I did, I had to put it all on. I'd rather do it like this so I could like see it as I go and let you know what you can change and what you can't. But this thing's pretty much maxed out as it is, so I don't know what you could do. I left the stock wing, so there's no adjustment in there. For tires, this is where it gets tricky because this car does not have any other set of tires because it's Horizon Edition. But I am pretty sure these are just racing slicks. So I would put the race tire on your car. I don't know if you could get the ones with the stripe on it, like the Horizon stripe, or not. But if you can't, it's just the regular race tire, I believe. And we're gonna put the fattest tires for both. And your wheels don't matter, because I believe at the level the car is at, it can't really go over. You're gonna have to like try to find something to set it over. I have, where are they at? I have the HRE C103s on here, but I don't really like them. I don't really like any of the wheels for this car because they all don't look right to me. Like, I don't want something with a ton of spokes, but I don't want something with too little either. Something like this would be alright. You know what, I'm gonna put those. You're going to want to leave the size stock at 17 inches for both front and back. The drivetrain, you're going to want the sport clutch, race transmission, race drive line, and race differential. The differential is the most important thing out of that. I think you can get away without doing the transmission, but there's no reason not to do it. We're going to want race brakes, race springs and dampers, race roll bars for both front and back. We're going to want the sport chassis. I think you could do the roll cage. I wouldn't, just because I don't like having it in my face. But if you want that aesthetic, go for it. I don't know how much that's going to change the car for you. And then we're going to do sport weight reduction. Then an engine. You want a race intake. sport fuel system. The ignition is stock. Race exhaust. Stock cams. Race valves. Stock displacement or engine block. Stock pistons. Sport supercharger. No intercooler. Stock oil and cooling. And the race flywheel. And that is it for the upgrades to the car. I'm going to go ahead and put these wheels on instead. I don't know what this is going to cost you. Again, I do all these cars in advance so I know they work before I try to tell you to do it. But yeah, so then we're going to go to the tuning now. Tire pressure you're going to leave at stock. I don't know, I say this in the other video too. Depending on what, if you have metric or imperial, I don't know what your tire pressure should be. The number is going to be a little different because I think you go by barometric or something like that. So for PSI, it is 30 each. So it's just stock for whatever you have too. And we're going to go to gearing. You're going to want to set final drive to 3.21. That's not going to give you too much power too fast. Then first gear is 2.89. Second is 1.95. Third is 1.44. Fourth is 1.11. Fifth is 0.89. And sixth is 0.73. Then in alignment, negative 3.5 degrees of camber on the front, negative 0.5 degrees on the back. Toe, we're going to put it out at 0.1 degree for front and back. Caster, we're going to have the angle set at 6. Anti-roll bars for the front, you're going to want 32.17 or as close as you could get to that. Rear, you're going to want 28.15. Or as close as you could get to that. Springs, the same thing, as close as you could get to 1,093.9. And they're both the same for the front and the rear. So the numbers are a little different sometimes. So try to get as close to 1,093.9 as you can. The decimal might be off, but that's just not a big deal. And ride height, you're going to lower it all the way to 5.9 inches for the front and back. Rebound stiffness for the front, you're going to want 13.4, and for the rear, you're going to want 13.2. Bump stiffness, you're going to leave them both the same at 6.3. Aero, I can't change the wing. I don't know if you put a wing. I can't help you with that, so I'll just leave it stock, honestly. Brakes, we're going to have 40% balance towards the rear. Pressure at 97% because I don't want to lock it too hard. But I like it how I have it, so that's up to you, I guess. It depends. Acceleration, you're gonna lock it all. Differential, you're gonna lock it all around, so that's 100% for acceleration and deceleration, and then it's going to really help you kick the ass out on the car. So let's get out to the street. Of course, we're in the Outback. There ain't nothing to drift out here. This thing sounds crazy. Like, it just sounds like a beast. And it's controllable, too. Like, that's the weird thing about this car. You know what? I'm going to cut and find you guys a nice drift spot to use this thing. Alright. I am not facing the correct direction. Thank you for spawning me like that, game. Alright. We're going to hit this drift zone and work our way to the roundabout by the highway. Okay, I completely messed that up. I forgot I was drifting. I just said drift zone, but I was not paying attention. My bad. been a minute since I played this game. I haven't played this in a couple days. Like the other day when I built my Datsun, that was the last time I played the game. So I'm a little rusty here. We're playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto with that new update. And I just got Rainbow Six the other day, so I've been playing that a little bit. But you could take my word for it, this car is good. It's very balanced. Evening out that the springs and all that and the bump stiffness, that helps. And the ride height. It makes this car very like flat on the road. It's nice. Like once you throw this thing and you get it sideways, it's so easy to hold. Until you hit some fences. But I suck at drifting, and if I can hold this thing in a drift, you should be able to hold this thing in a drift if you're any better than me. Hopefully you are. If not, I feel bad for you. But this is also a good car to learn. This is just how balanced it is. It teaches you how to like put it in the angle. I don't like how the points just stop going up after a while. Like I should just be able to hit this thing all day. Anyways, that's about it for the drifting, because I'm not doing too well. I'm doing alright. But the main focus for this was just doing the build. So you got the build, go ahead and put it on your car. Also an update for my S14 video. I didn't want to put out a whole second video for that thing, but I'll mention it in this. They updated the challenge. It is now 35,000 points instead of 75 that I showed in the video. And I did not make up that picture because that is the official achievement. They just updated what the achievement takes to get. So now it's 35,000 points. The challenge opens on the 13th of October and ends on the 15th. And for the proof of that, we go to this. Starts in 1 day. This is how you get it. They also have some other challenges, but it's only for $15,000. But I would just do it because it's a counts as a rare achievement, and you also get some discounts too on some JDM vehicles. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this build, and if you like it, hit the like button below, subscribe to help me out, please. And thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.